Hey everybody, here I am again out at the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge, checking out Beacon 42 and Haulover Canal today. Well, my intention today is to hang out, see if we can see some dolphins, some manatee, and after dark tonight try to capture the summertime bioluminescence that we're experiencing right now. So cool. It's a little windy. The wind's coming out of the southwest right now at about 9 miles an hour. So I'm kind of paddling into it, get behind one of these islands here. This one here we call Alligator Island because it kind of resembles an alligator. It's kind of funny. All we gotta do is keep our eyes open, our head on a swivel, and we'll see what we get into. Ooh, all right. I'm gonna tuck in behind this island here. I only have a few hundred more yards to go before I reach Haulover Canal, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go inside this island and see what this is all about. All right, that's gonna be good right there. Let's go into this island and see what we can find. Check this one out. This plant right here. This is really cool right here. This one right here, this is called the buttonwood mangrove. It's not a true mangrove. It's just it's kind of a blanket term for the environment that it grows in. It likes to grow next to the red and whites and black mangroves here, but you can tell that this is the button mangrove. For one, it's got these little round little berries, and when they're overripe or when they hang out on the stem, they're very, very wooden in texture. Let's see if I can find some old ones here. Maybe later on in the island I'll see. Oh, there's some old one. Here's a really old one here. That one's from last season. But this right here, so you can tell that this is the button mangrove. It's a narrow leaf. It comes to a really sharp terminal point right here. Almost spiky. Let's grab it on. Now this whole island here, along with all these islands that go all the way up and down the Intracoastal here, these are called spoil islands. During the construction of the Intracoastal Waterway in the early 20s and up to the late 40s, the Army Corps of Engineers used dredgers, and those dredgers would pull material up from the bottom, and those dredgers would fill up with material, and then they would have to dump them somewhere. So they just dumped the material all along the Intracoastal, and that's what created all these islands. As you can see, lots of different plants have taken hold. We've got our sable palmettos, we've got our native junipers back there, all kinds of cool stuff in here. This right here, in full bloom, black mangrove. Check that out. It's a very narrow leaf with a soft point, and if you look very carefully, you can actually see little salt crystals on the leaves. This plant is most recognizable by its roots. As you can see down here, it's got these crazy roots that look like twigs growing up out of the sand or the mud. Real easy to identify. They're super cool. I love it. Another cool thing to keep an eye out for is on these islands. Even though these islands are protected, they do produce fossils and shark's teeth sometimes. I'm not sure about the shark's teeth, but I know that vertebrate fossils and anything like that or artifacts are all protected here on the refuge. So it's like a hands-off kind of thing. Look at all the seashells. Look, this here is, check this out. That's a rib bone to a manatee. Not a very old one, but definitely manatee bone. That's cool. I like that. All right. You find a few of those here and there. Hey, let's go up in here and check this out. It's pretty cool. think there's any structures in here, but you never know. There's no sign saying I can't come on this island. Most islands on the Refuge, if they don't want you on them, they will have signs posted. So, oh yeah, this is kind of what I expected, where it kind of opens up, becomes more arid, very desert-like. You've seen me on islands like this before. Hey, this is cool. I don't know. Every time I come to one of these islands, I always think to myself, this looks nothing like Florida. This reminds me more of like eastern California, way out there in the desert. You know, that's what it mostly reminds me of. I mean, we even have cactus out here. Let's take a look at this prickly pear over here. And it's got a bunch of fruit coming in too. And there's a bunch of these cactuses here. Now this comes way up. This is coming out really high. This here is the Australian pine. All right, in some parts of the world, it's also known as she oak. Yeah, it kind of resembles a pine tree a little bit, but it's not even related to pine trees at all. It's more closer related to oak trees. It was brought over from Southeast Asia and Northeast Australia. Its botanical name is Casuarina equisetifolia, and this tree right here was brought over here to try to help prevent erosion. It was introduced in North America in the early 1920s, and but the thing is, it was brought here to prevent erosion, provide wood pulp for paper making, and lumber. But the problem with these trees is that they're no good for any of that, because their root system is very shallow. Okay, but it does have like a single tap root that goes way down looking for fresh water, and the tree grows in kind of a spiral. So what happens is, when you try to mill this tree, it causes the saw blades and things like that to wobble. So it's just terrible lumber. And I don't know if they ever got around to making paper with these trees. So, but it is invasive. It will block out any other type of plants that want to try to grow in here. So you take a look at these needles here. And these aren't really needles. These are called branchlets. These little branches produce a little leaf that's almost invisible to the eye. The little leaves are microscopic. And these branchlets will fall off the tree and blanket the ground, preventing any type of understory from coming up. It's just a really bad and very poor environment for Florida natives and things like that. So, but look at this tree right here. This little bush right here. That's a sumac coming up. So I guess it's not all is lost. But yeah, this is pretty wild. But that's what these are. These are called Australian pine, or you can call it she oak, or my preferred term is Casuarina tree. All right, now we're in the Oliver Canal proper. That's what this is right here. Just a few feet that way, it drops down to like 15 feet. So, got to be careful in here. The water feels, branch. The water feels amazing in here. The temperature is perfect. All right, let's head back to the kayak and carry on. Keeping our eyes open on the way back for anything unusual or exciting. I do see something way over there I want to check out. I've never been over there, so I don't know what to expect. So let's see what we can get into. This boat is awesome. You just come right out, sit down in it, ready to roll. This here is our red mangrove. It's really easy to spot because of the shape of its roots. It's got those cool lofted roots. It's also known as the walking tree. Sometimes when those aren't visible, another really good way to tell that this is a red mangrove, you look at its rich green leaves, you know, with a nice lighter color, you know, vein running down the center. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. All right. But this tree can live about 50, 60 years. It grows about 80 feet tall, and it's wind pollinated, so it doesn't require insects. But once it is pollinated, this little fruit, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Here we go. Let's try this one right here. This little fruit right here will appear, okay? And then it'll start to stick out a little tongue once it gets mature enough. This little green tongue will start growing and growing and growing and growing, and start producing what's called a propagule. This propagule right here could grow, you know, 14, 16, 18 inches long, and then by the time it's mature enough, it'll fall out of that fruit and land in the water. And if it's shallow enough, this will land right there in the mud, and then it'll plant itself right there. It's a brand new red mangrove will start growing in that spot. Typically though, these guys are over top of some deeper water, and they'll float horizontally for miles until they get waterlogged enough to dip down and then sink to the bottom, and a red mangrove will grow there. But this is our red mangrove, real easy to spot, really cool roots. This is the most common mangrove that we have in Florida. This stretches from South Carolina all the way down to South America. And it's just a super cool tree, host to all kinds of organisms such as these barnacles here, the mangrove tree crab, you know, provides shelter for like young fish and even baby sharks and things like that. So yeah, this is a very, very beneficial tree. It's also a keystone species. These root systems, along with the black mangrove that I showed you earlier, will basically hold Florida together. Without it, it would just wash out to sea. These roots can be so dense sometimes that the storm surge produced by hurricanes are completely swallowed up by these roots, and it prevents like severe erosion. It also prevents significant storm damage as well. So it's always a really good idea to keep these guys in place. Everybody wants a beautiful waterfront view of their house or business or whatever, but it doesn't benefit them because they have that sort of retaining wall that doesn't really last. Mangroves are the way to go. Okay guys, this is another good one here. It's another one of our mangroves right here. This is the white mangrove. Real easy to spot from a distance. It's got these beautiful yellow-green leaves. Excuse me there, tree. Let me pull us in here. Got these beautiful yellow-green leaves, thick and waxy. The older the leaf is, the thicker and waxier it is. Show you an example. Here's one of the sacrificial leaves here. Oh, just fell off here. Just a second. All right, this little leaf right here, very oval in shape. Very thick and waxy. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's very thick, and it's also very brittle. Look at that. It's like a Pringles or something. Now these trees right here have, like I said, a very oval shaped leaf, and it's it's starting to flower out now. This will produce a fruit that's actually pretty small, little tiny, pinky nail sized fruits with a keel running down it. But this is how you can tell the difference between the white mangrove, the red mangrove back there, and the black mangrove. Just by glancing at the leaves, you can tell what it is even from a distance. And here it is growing right next to this gloriously beautiful red mangrove. Right, let me get out of this muck here. Let's see here. Look at this. It looks like it's been pruned. Just a second. Pull out of here. See this right here. This is a beautiful red mangrove right here. Look at that propagule right there, huge, full of flowers and everything. All right, let's carry on. But that's a quick little lesson in how to identify our three main species of mangrove out here.